Hey, y'all good people, and welcome to the Pop Culture Green Room. This is your co-host, Kimberly Bryant.
And this is Blair Bryant.
And today we've got two special, awesome guests, and we are going to hear their stories and dip into Vanderpump Rules because we all know the premiere is coming. We have with us Connection Queen X, and we've got the Bravo Mom. Good morning, y'all. Welcome here.
Good morning. We're so happy to be here.
Thank you. We're so excited to have y'all. So, of course, okay, I know that y'all went to the premiere. I am so excited about it. Vanderpump Rules, it seems like it's been forever. Everybody's waiting for it to come back. We've got, oh my gosh, so much has been going on like in between. So I can't wait to hear like y'all's take on it. Like, what were y'all thoughts? Like, when it comes down like to fashion, to like the atmosphere, like what do you think the new season's going to be like? Thoughts on last season? Let's get into all of it.
I love it. Okay, first off, it was really exciting because Bravo Mom and I are in a group chat with like other people that love Bravo content. Her and I are like pretty much the only content creators. We just included a few others, but we've been chatting and building our friendship, and then like to meet her at the premiere was so exciting. I was like, oh my God, like from online to in real life friends, it was really, really cool. I didn't know what to expect. I've never been to a premiere before. So for me, I mean, it blew my expectations out of the water. What about you, Bravo Mom? Your like first initial, like when we got in there, like I think I don't know if you've been to premieres or not before, but
No, I haven't. I've been to BravoCon, and the setup and everything very much reminded me of BravoCon. Bravo does everything 10 out of 10 from like, you're visually stimulated in every direction, beautiful flowers, drinks, amazing stuff. Just so cool. We just loved it. It was really great. It was really great to see other content creators there. I know Miranda and I both get really excited to meet other Bravo and reality content creators, and then to see the cast, just to see them in that environment. The Vanderpump Rules cast is so kind and so fun and just so like down to earth. Wouldn't you say, Miranda?
We really, really were. Like I felt like, not to like downplay it, but it kind of just felt like we were a bunch of content creators like walking around, taking pictures, doing content. But they definitely like brought really good energy for sure. And like again, my opinion, it seems like they were excited to be there. They wanted to be there. Like they actually love what they're doing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really nice. It was really nice. My only thing that I regret is I left a little bit early. I left at 9:30 because I live about an hour away, and I had kids, and I have to get up early the next day, do mom life. So I left early, and I missed celebrating Katie and Allie's birthday. So that was like a bummer for me personally. Next time I'll stay the whole time.
Oh my gosh, no, that's so awesome. Because like I loved seeing like the videos, like the pictures that y'all had taken. And oh my goodness, I would have never guessed it was y'all's first trip though, never. Because I mean the way that y'all just flowed and just fit in, I was just like, look at these ladies. I was like, they are working it. It was awesome. And then just to be in the atmosphere, like you said, with everybody in the cast. But it's great to hear like how nice everybody was, and no one seemed to be like standoffish or anything like that. So that was super awesome.
No, it was great. Like after the end of the premiere, everyone is just mingling with each other. You're standing there. We were standing there with James and Allie and talking with them and just like taking photos and talking about the upcoming season. And it's just amazing. Like it's just very, very cool. And I'm appreciative to Bravo that we have opportunities to be a part of that,
Yeah, I have to echo that because sorry, Kim, but I have to echo that because the fact that like we as fans and then content creators have an opportunity to go to something like that, it is really, really special. Like it kind of brought everything to life, if that makes sense. Like we're watching it, we're observers, and then we were able to like be in it for a second. And it was very, very cool to see. And like I have to just echo what Ashley said too, because the way that Bravo did, I was so overstimulated between the lights. And like, I don't know if this is true or not, but there was like this floral fragrance, but also it could have just been the flowers, but it was just like really overstimulating in a good way. You know what I mean? I felt like it was an amusement park.
It sounds pretty surreal, like especially kind of you watch these people on TV, I guess maybe for X amount of years, and then you see them in person, you're mingling with them, you're partying with them. I can imagine. I mean, I've probably been kind of like, like you said, stimulation overload, but in the best possible way.
Yeah, I couldn't even go to sleep that night. I got home and I told Miranda the next day, I said, I was up all night long just rolling around in my bed. Like, really? Like, geez, you just have so much that you're thinking about. And I have to tell you, I love so many shows across the board on Bravo. I love Housewives. I love Southern Charm. I love everything. But there's just something about Vanderpump that is so cool. And sometimes I will talk about them and I'll say, like, I wish they would quit talking to the press. I wish they would do this. But when we were there and we see that premiere, it's like you just get so excited and you get sucked back in. It's just such a special show. And so many people have been watching for so long. And we've gone on this journey with them. And I did hear about how Vanderpump is going to transition to the Valley, which seems super cool, kind of like how Vanderpump came to be from Beverly Hills Housewives, just like a seamless transition. And I'm just so excited.
I got
Yeah, I'm so excited. Like, Vanderpump is just such a good show. And we're not going to, I mean, obviously we can't have it forever. So I'm just so thankful that we get another good year, hopefully a few more.
I know.
That you're completely correct about. It's crazy because I mean, literally that scandal just took it off into like a whole different direction. I think really what opened my eyes was the fact that so many like A-list celebrities like were into it and watched it and keep up with it. That's what just blew my mind.
I agree with you. Like, in our group chat, we talk and I'm like, listen, we are not weird. Jennifer Lawrence and Rihanna are, in on the Housewives and the Bravo and the Scandal. I mean, you got Adele calling Tom, I think, a loser. I don't remember the exact quote that she said. But it's like, people love Bravo. And I started this little TikTok Bravo account during Scandal myself because I felt like I had nobody to talk to. I was like pacing around my house. I couldn't believe it. And I'm like, I gotta talk to someone about it. And now I have this amazing little community. All of you guys, we're all in this together. And it's just so fun. I had friends that had never watched Bravo, never watched Vanderpump. And I'm just like, what on earth? Like, what do you watch? Like,
I know. It's so wild. It's so wild how it's like taking over. And the funny thing is, one of my best friends, he's an active duty Navy SEAL, but I told him as soon as because he actually told me what to do to get our podcast to grow. It's like I told him as soon as he's out of the Navy, which is like about like less than a year, he's gonna be on a podcast as a guest. And he's like, okay, I'm there. But it's funny because even he now like watches and like listens to it. He's like, and because it's like everything going on, it's like you would never guess that people like guys like that would be interested in, but it's because they hear so much about it. So people are like, okay, I want to know. I'm curious, like what is all this that's going on? So, but yeah, like you said, it's hard to find people to like that's all into it. And out here, because like I'm back in Louisiana right now, and it's like most of my friends all like moved out, or they're all in San Diego, Los Angeles, or like New York. And so everybody's spread out, and it's like you don't really have anybody to talk to it with. Well, I've got Blair, so that's awesome. But it's just to find like a community with it. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, you gotta reach out to people and say, I'm in Louisiana. If anybody's local, we could be in a group chat and then you can do things together. That's what we do. Our group chat is Southern California based, and we're going to watch the Vanderpump premiere all together. I rented out a theater and just like fun things to do together, So you girls should do that too. You should open it up and have your own little community local.
That's an awesome idea. I love that.
Yeah, it's so nice, especially because I mean, okay, so like I started watching Vanderpump when I was 18 years old. Okay, I'm 21, right? So the math might not work here, but like I'm about to be 30, and like I've literally grown up in my 20s watching this, so it's just like very interesting to then be there and be like, wait, I've seen everything, I know all of it. And in regards to like the group chat and everything, like that has been life-changing for me. I mean, I have to echo Ashley again in the sense of like, okay, my family and friends love me to death, right? But like they don't want to hear about certain things anymore. So it's so nice to know like that's a safe space. If I have some Bravo stuff I want to send to, I can send it. And I also like it because there's different opinions in there, which is nice. Like I like hearing that conversation because I do think reality TV should be a conversation. But it's just so special. And like, you know, it means a lot to me because I went through a friendship breakup over the summer and I just feel like I lost one person. Aww. And then I gained all of these amazing people. Like I literally lost one, but gained like people. You know what I mean? And it's just like that's my ex friendship was the Bravo stuff. So it's like the universe really said, "Here, I'm going to give you better." Like no pun intended. Here.
You're right.
So I just like accepted it, and then everything else kind of fell into place too. But I mean, Bravo is such a connection in itself. You know, like we have our own little niche and we all feel a certain type of way about it. We all have our own opinions about it. So it's just like exciting. Yeah.
So true. Oh my gosh, it's super awesome. And like, so what do you think was like the highlight of y'all's night? Like of the whole thing? Like, was there anything that stood out in particular or?
I'll let you go first, Miranda.
Like I love Tom Schwartz. Like him and I are like in a full-blown relationship. We've been married. Like he just
in her dreams. In her dreams.
He doesn't know about it yet, but like no, but honestly, just like I don't know, being able to even go up to James and kind of mess around with him and be like, "Hey James," and he thinks I'm gonna ask him for a picture. I'm like, "Can I talk to Allie?" Like just like doing fun little things like that to kind of mess with them.
That's funny.
But yeah, just having like speak to them.
Sorry.
Really.
No, I think definitely the highlight is to see the cast, speak with the cast. And Miranda and I had an opportunity to like have conversations with Katie's mom, Lala's brother, Lala's mom, and just to be able to tell them like how much we appreciate not only their daughters, but them and what good family dynamics they have. And it's so nice to see like that kind of support, you know? I was talking with Katie's mom for a little bit because I appreciate the mother-daughter relationship that she has. And I have daughters and I'm like, do you have any tips for like girl moms or like, you know, and her and I had a nice heart to heart and it was really sweet. And for me, that's always big. But I will tell you, when we were all sitting down to get ready to watch the premiere, Lisa Vanderpump, for one thing, is the queen of Bravo. I think we can all agree. She is the queen of Bravo. I mean, she's everything. And she comes out and introduces the premiere. And then we see the premiere for the Valley and everybody went crazy. And I think it was released to us at the same time it was released to the public, because when I got out of the premiere, my phone was like blowing up, like, oh my gosh, did you see this? And you know, I think us as Bravo fans had put that out into the universe for years, and they finally answered our wishes, you know? So that was really cool to see. The premiere for me, and I think Miranda also, to see like the new intro was so like fresh and cool.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that.
I'm excited for that. See it.
It's time, right? It was time.
Like if Scandival didn't happen, I don't know if that new intro would be there. Like we needed a new intro. It needs to be, because it's setting the tone. I think that new intro really does set the tone for what we're going to be seeing this upcoming season.
Well, we had to remove Rachel.
Is that true?
I mean, hello, goodbye. Do you guys think she'll come back, like in any capacity? Because I've heard people, other content creators, other like celebrities, other people on the show saying they think she'll come back next season. And I'm like, for one thing, everything that I feel like she's talking about, it's so old. It's like you're living in the past. Everybody's moved on. And we don't really care about these little details. Obviously, we assume Schwartz knew everything. Stop trying to like drag him through the mud again, you know?
That's why I do think she's going to come back. That's why I do think I think that her and Bethany are in cahoots. They're making their plan, and we have to release the podcast in a certain way before you get back on the TV.
I think Lisa hates her, though. I feel like Lisa hates her.
So I don't know if she will come back to Vanderpump Rules, but I could see her on another reality TV show.
Oh, yeah.
No, absolutely. I can see her on it too.
using that platform to kind of
Yeah.
sway the
I
narrative.
agree.
For
Some
years.
way or another.
There's a song, One Way or Another.
Another-
Like,
yeah.
literally. That's what I think of.
I think she'll
know.
come back for like one episode
Okay.
to kind
Well,
of
what if hear me out? What if she comes on
and
as
see
like a
what happens.
cameo?
That's what I think's gonna happen. That's my prediction.
We'll see. I mean, that would be really interesting. We'll see, you know. I mean, I'm all for her coming back, but I want her to have self-awareness and like take ownership, and it doesn't feel like she's there yet. So maybe if her podcast is another form of therapy for her to like talk everything out, get it out, and then be able to move on, because I'm sick of hearing about things from, you know, over a year ago.
Yeah, that's
Right,
interesting.
right.
I didn't think about it as her doing it kind of as talk therapy, but now that you're saying that, because the
Mhm.
facility that she has like told us about, I'm sure talk therapy is embedded within it, of course, but like this is a different type of
Right.
talk therapy because now she's talking about it with the public who we were involved, kind of, even though we weren't, but we were, you know.
Right.
It's a very interesting take, actually.
Yeah.
See that? I could. Also, Lisa Vanderpump is like gorgeous, by the way. Like I feel like is timeless. Like I was like, how? I don't understand. Like, I mean, I think people of all ages are so beautiful, but like she's older and like she still absolutely so has it. Like she's got it.
Oh,
I
for
love
sure.
that. That gives me
That's the
inspiration.
feel.
That it's awesome. I love that, and to me, it's exciting, and I think it's also part of why I'm just so into it. I love the fact that she's so involved because me at 42 years old, I'm like, it's like I still have a whole lot of life left. I still want to have kids, like all these things.
That I would say your life is just starting then, yeah. Based on how Lisa's doing it. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I know. You're right about that. But it's just so cool and just so awesome to see because I never would have guessed, like from when it premiered like years ago, that it would be on the stage that it's on right now. But also, like speaking of families, like Ashley had brought up how she loved the family dynamics. What I really love though, speaking of which, is how Lala's got her mom out here and her brother out. Like I'm saying out here, like I'm still in
Yes.
California. She's got them in LA with her now, and I love that they're out there, they're helping her out, and she's helping them out. It's just seeing them work together and how Easton's working with her. It really makes my heart melt. It does. It's awesome.
No,
It's
it's
nice to
very
see.
sweet. And like they were really excited. Like I mean, in my opinion, they weren't faking it. Like when we
Mhm.
took the pictures with Easton and her mom, like their energy,
Aw,
they were excited to be there. It didn't seem like work, you know?
that's
And they
Yeah.
so
wanted to
cool.
work. Yeah.
And the other
I
thing
love
that I have to say about the premiere is Bravo, I think, does a great job at not overselling something or making an event too crowded so that it's not enjoyable or it's like there's
Mhm.
a safety concern. It's just,
I
it was
agree.
perfect, you know?
Yeah, it really was.
Awesome.
And
Yeah.
it was put together very nice. Like the event was put together nice, but like also the people that
Awesome.
were there, like A plus. Like it was a chill night. It was really smooth. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Our
Yeah,
friend
one of our
Lauren was
friends
there.
was there
Wasn't she there?
too. Yeah.
Who was?
Our friend Lauren Skay, she goes by the Zen Blonde. She was there.
Oh, I know who she is. I saw her there, and I had started following her from BravoCon. She's so darling. I didn't say hi to her there, though. She was with friends. I didn't want to interrupt her, but she's fantastic.
She is.
I'm
Oh my
looking at
gosh,
her
she's
Instagram. I'm like,
super
Oh, I
no.
see.
awesome. Yeah, we recorded with her. What was it? We did it at the end of the year, like
Year wrap
celebrity
up.
like news, like pop culture recap with a year and roundup with her. And we ended up it was supposed to be like an hour long recording, and we ended up staying on like for 4 hours, but we cut it down to
Wow.
2 hours. Like we
Yeah.
just had so much fun, but it was
How
like
much fun
years
we
of
had.
us like just trying to like get caught up in everything and all that stuff. But we had so much fun with her, like their energy and stuff. And she was getting ready for her birthday and taking her trip, but oh my gosh, it was just so cool. But that's what I like about it. Like you said, it wasn't too packed, it wasn't too crowded. You were still able to like interact with everyone. And but yeah, and as far as Rachel goes, I won't be surprised if she tries to work something out to pop in for like maybe an episode or try to come in for like a couple episodes next season. I wouldn't be surprised because it seems like now I feel like she may feel like she made a mistake in a way of not getting on signing the contract to get on the show this season, and she's trying to make up for it maybe. But it's like, but like y'all said, it's like she's playing this story over and over again. Everyone's moving past it. That was like almost a year ago, and I don't know what she's doing, but yeah, like you said, she's right now at this point she's trying to drag Schwartz through the mud, and we already pretty much figured he knew from the beginning. I mean, here in Sandoval are close, so
yes,
bro code,
Yeah, I know, and I've thought about that too. Like, it's bro code, but like there was a little part of me that was like, maybe Schwartzy didn't know, maybe he didn't know. Like there was a little part, but the reason honestly, the reason I'm very curious to listen to Rachel's podcast is because I want to hear what she has to say about Sheena. That's what I want to know, because
yeah,
I'm curious.
I feel like Sheena knew, and if Sheena addressed it with Ariana and asked her like, hey, I think something's happening, and Ariana shut it down, Sheena should not have been still hanging out with them together if she was getting like red flags, or you know what I mean, if there were alarms going off in her head, like something's not right here, this relationship is crossing a line, out of respect for Ariana. So I agree. I'd like to hear what she has to say about Sheena as well.
I agree with you on that one, because I remember whenever the news first broke out in the beginning of March, and Demois had DMs that she had gotten from people back in like since December about Tom Sandoval and Raquel. And I mean, she obviously didn't say anything because, it was, private information. But I feel like if that many people knew about it, were talking about, whispering about it, someone in that circle besides Schwartz had to have known something. Now,
okay, at least remember?
Curious.
Oh yeah, Ali saw them. Okay, remember when I think it was Dumois put out a blind, and it was alluding to Tom and Raquel at Coachella, and we all thought it was Tom Schwartz. Remember?
Yeah.
And everyone, and Tom Schwartz was like, I wasn't even at Coachella. And we all thought, I know I did, I think he was actually there. He was like undercover, like maybe pulling a Leo with like a hat and a bandana. I never in a million years thought it was Tom Sandoval. Never.
No, me either.
I always thought it was Schwartz.
Because the person they never clarified which Tom it was. Everybody assumed.
Yeah, I never in a million years thought it was Tom Sandoval. And then when it came out, I was like, oh, what? You know?
Right? Like literally though, like that exact same reaction. I remember where I was. It's weird. I remember where I was for certain events in life, right? I remember where I was. I just finished a speech therapy session, and I like had some time, so I was just like scrolling on my phone. And I was like, no, this is not real. This can't be. This is not real. This clickbait.
Yeah, and I instantly like went back to the blinds about the Coachella, and I was like, it was Tom Sandoval. Like I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
And if you go back to that story, like, they say the people that saw them, they weren't Bravo fans, so they just knew, oh, it's that Tom guy on the show. We all assumed it was Schwartz though at the time. Yeah, that's still a mind blow.
A funny story about when the Scandoval happened. So there's a creator podcaster that I follow. Excuse me.
I was gonna say hi, little friend. I didn't know if you wanted her on or not.
No, and she knows that. She's Sailor. Give me 5 minutes. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ryan Bailey, the So Good Bad Ugly podcast, or you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, the so bad. What is it? So bad it's good.
So bad.
Yeah. So bad it's good. So he posted, and I laugh about this still every single time I remember it. But when Scandoval happened, he went to Schwartz and Sandy's like day 1 or day 2, and he was like, "This is ground zero." And he said he was sitting at the bar, and he's just ordered a drink, and he looked around, and there was like a couple there, and he was like, "How are you guys doing?" And they were like, "Okay." And he goes, "Do you guys know what happened?" And the guy was like, "Sir, are you all right?" Because they didn't know like what had happened. They only were there because it's a little cute local spot to like have a drink. And he was there like, I'm at ground zero.
Right.
And he was so affected by it. And I'm like, I feel this. Like, I get it, you know? And the guy was like, "Sir, are you okay?"
Right.
We didn't get it.
Went out for like a drink or something. I wish I would have known. I would have met him there. I would have been like, we can have a moment of silence for everything that's happened.
Do you guys want to hear something interesting about Schwartz and Sandy's? So my husband and I became friends with Greg, the owner, who owns it with the Toms. Okay. And we went in there and we had dinner with him. And he said before Scandival that celebrities would come in there all the time and just like have a drink because, you know, right up the hill, it's like the Hollywood Hills. And he's right next to like, he also owns a very fancy gourmet grocery store and like a winery and all this stuff right there in that little area. And a good Mexican restaurant as well. And so he said before Scandival, before all the hoopla, Brad Pitt would come in there and just have a drink at the bar and all kinds of celebrities. But then after Scandival and all the press and all the people coming in and taking photos and asking questions and being nosy, no celebrities want to go in there anymore.
Got it.
That's crazy. Like, it makes sense.
Unless they're like, you know, somebody who's like loves Bravo and wants to like see Tom and this and that, you know, but like somebody who just wants to have a drink and like lay low, they're not going in there no more, you know?
Which is crazy. I mean, it definitely impacts the business. I remember like I had obviously before like Scandival broke, I had intentions of like going there and kind of having that maybe be like a spot that I frequented, right? Instead of, you know, I love my West Hollywood. I love it, but it would be nice to venture out. So, you know, seeing the reviews, it really did plummet. Like they had a 4-star and then they had a 1.5 star. Like it
I had talked to Greg about that, and he said that there was somebody online talking about like the Scandival who worked at Yelp. And so he like went against them and said like, this is not okay. And so in the beginning, I had said, I'm not going to Schwartz and Sandy's. I don't want to go there. And my husband was the one who talked me into it. And the first time we went, we saw Greg and I was on live and I said, hey, can we like talk with you a little bit? And he came over and talked with us for like a long time. And it was on live. And that's where he talked about how he loves Ariana and Katie and how unfortunate the situation is. And it like, you know, it went viral and it was great. It was so great to hear like what he thought, because I didn't think the show portrayed him in like a very nice light. And he's a fantastic person. Yeah. And he's a fantastic person, fantastic business owner, and he wants the best for everybody. And it was so heartbreaking to see how much that place suffered, not only because of for the Toms and Greg money wise, but the servers and the bartenders, you know, they're the ones really suffering.
Right. That is
and
also
it's interesting.
I agree with what you just said about, I don't feel like he had a good rep on the show. He was really portrayed in not a good light. And it's like, I don't know, you gave him an opportunity kind of with your platform to be like, hey, like, let's hear from you, like your opinion. And I'm going to say this, I don't know Greg from a hole in the wall, but like based on what you just said, I feel like he probably likes Katie and Ariana more than the Toms, to be honest, just based on what you said, you know, like the respect is there. He could understand the situation. But yeah, I mean, I've only gone in there, like anytime I've gone, I've been there 3 times and I've stayed for no more than like 45 minutes. I haven't gotten food there yet. I do want to kind of do a little review, I guess, but I was thinking maybe that's something our soul.
I'll go with you, Miranda. We'll go together.
I was like, y'all should totally go together. Yeah,
we'll go together.
Make some content.
Yeah, I want like good company and like, you know, I like going places by myself. I'm okay too, but for there specifically, I would like some company for sure. Just to feel a little more.
Y'all should totally go. Oh my
gosh. We'll go together.
It's one of my friends, he actually lives in LA now, and he went about maybe about 2 or 3 weeks after Scandival broke because he was really curious with a friend of his. And he sent me pictures from there and like pictures of drinks. And he said there weren't very many people there at all, obviously. But what was the manager's name? Brett. He said he was working. He was really, really nice guy. And it's saying it's like people like that. It's like they don't deserve to suffer and all that, you know. And including like Greg. And he said the food was actually really good and drinks were good. He said it's a shame what happened.
Good. The food is so good. The lobster rolls, they have this like kale salad that has like a falafel on it. Oh my gosh, like everything is so good.
That sounds delicious.
And the drinks are incredible. The drinks are incredible. I don't drink a lot, so they'll make like a really good mocktail with like fresh cucumber and oh my gosh, like everything is fantastic. Yeah. The vibe is very like electric. It's just very cool. It's just a cool little spot, you know?
Yeah, I was literally about to say the vibe is cool. I cannot deny that the vibe, and it's a vibe. It is like you walk in, like the lighting is really nice. I like the furniture, and like it was kind of cool to watch them piece everything together and then go in there and see it. And I feel the same way about Tom Tom. I do. I think the inside of Tom Tom is so cool with like the clock, with the gears that they have, and like the light fixtures. Lisa does not miss on details. They even have real trees inside, like real life trees.
Wow.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you girls been to any of Lisa Vanderpump's restaurants?
I haven't. No, I sure haven't. Yeah, I do want to go. I plan on, of course, as soon as I get back to California, because instead of San Diego, my plan is to move to Los Angeles this time. So I'm there with my family and then other friends and new friends. So
yeah, you'll have to go.
Definitely.
You'll have to go. All of Lisa's places are fantastic.
When you move out here, we'll go. We'll do like a little Lisa run.
Sure. I am coming soon. It's so funny. It's like my cousins are like, if I talk to them or see them, well, some of them came actually. Blair, how many months ago did they come to Louisiana? I can't remember, but yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. Well, one of them, she's a executive producer and one of the creators of the show Quantum Leap, and her daughter Troy, and she starred on Pretty Little Liars. That's our family. So
nice.
They but it was funny because it's like they're like just waiting for me to get back. They're like, okay, all right, waiting for you. Come back to California. Come back. But it's like it's so funny because it's like I'm more into like the reality TV scope of everything. It's just it fascinates me. But then like I love Lisa Vanderpump's style, like the color. Like I'm a girly girl. I love glitter, flowers, pretty things, sparkly, shiny things. It's the thing. So it's like I'm like it seems like my total vibe. I'm like I'm here for it. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's such a vibe. It's so great. It is great. Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
So, so we were that's someone's asking, but so like, how are people's reactions overall? I was curious about that. Whenever you went to the premiere party, how are people's reactions towards Tom Sandoval? Or anybody be like? Was anybody like?
Tom Sandoval was there with a date. She was stunning. She looked like a model. She looked like an older version of James' girlfriend Allie. But you know when you see in the press like Tom like walking ahead of a girl like so far, that's like how he is always and forever. Like he was walking ahead of this girl and she's just following behind him, and I kind of felt like, oh my gosh, like be a gentleman, you know. I didn't see him with much of the cast. I didn't see him with any of the cast. I didn't even see him with Schwartz at one point. Did you, Miranda?
No, and that's another thing too. Like, not like I was like listening in on people's conversations, but like I did pass a few people that were like, "I'm not going over there. I'm not going over." Like, kind of, like they're not going to go see Tom. Sandoval,
oh yeah, when we got in, there was a photo op to do photos with him, and I myself was like, "I'm not." No, it's just not genuine for me, you know.
It would be so disingenuine. Like I can't say what I say about him online and have my opinion, and then be like, "Hey, how are you doing, Sandy?" You know.
And I had already run into him at Tom Tom, and he made it very well known. Like he did not want to talk to me. When I saw him at Tom Tom, and I tried to talk to him one time, he was like,
really?
So
yeah, but there were people taking pictures with him, which I find to be like interesting. So I guess like he does still have people that can understand him and see him, which I'm happy for. Obviously, I as much as I don't agree with him, I hope he has support somewhere out there.
Totally. Yeah, he does. He totally does.
Positive feedback and good. And also, not for nothing, Schwartz did say something that really, he dropped a little seed that I was like, okay, I hear you. Because he said, he's like, I'm calling it the black carpet because it wasn't a red carpet. So they had their black carpet. So when they were doing like the interviews, they were doing what's in for 2024, what's out, right? And he said what's in for 2024 is having constructive conversations with Tom to his face. What's out is talking shit online. So I was like, oh, okay, just get me an interview with him quick so I can chat with him in person, face to face, so I could just say everything. But that is interesting. So it's like, okay, he is open to having a constructive conversation, it seems like. So It was just something, that I was like, okay, that's interesting. He clearly, I mean, he's gotten it for almost a year now. We're almost out of January. It will almost be a year that the public has been commenting on it,
It seems like their relationship, their friendship is not quite the same, in my opinion. Like, genuinely, it really does seem and feel like it's not the same. And I kind of feel like, personally, as a content creator, somebody who heavily covers Vanderpump, that's like my number one most trending content. Like, anything else is like, okay. Vanderpump Rules is like up there for me. I'm kind of over. I don't have a need. I don't feel necessary to drag this guy through the mud anymore. It's like, okay, he's did something, and we've all given him a hard time about it. I personally don't feel the need, but I mean, who knows what comes with this upcoming season.
That's the other thing that I'm very interested to see is how, because like the new intro gave us kind of, in my opinion, a precedent of how the show is going to be maybe produced this season with like, separations and maybe not as many like group hangs and stuff like that. Right. But I am also super curious to see how production spins, them figuring their life out after.
Right.
I'm very interested to see that.
Yeah.
So
it's just so awesome though. Just like seeing everything in the transformation. And I'm proud of James Kennedy though, with his DJ. His music career is like really taking off, like legit taking off. And
yeah, he did an event the day before, and it was in Huntington Beach. I didn't go. During the week, it's hard for me to get out to do things. I think he does a lot of things on like Tuesdays. That's like his thing. I always say like one Tuesday I need to go to Sir and like see him DJ. So that's on my list of things to do this year. But I'm so proud of him. And he was sober. He's not drinking. He says he's Cali sober. I think we all know what that means.
Yeah.
So we're so proud of him. And he's matured so much. Think about how young he was when he came onto the show. And he was dating Kristen. Like,
right. Like
hot mess.
Nation. And also, I love his partner. I think he has a great partnership with Allie. I think Allie is.
I love her.
I don't want to say Allie's like the best thing that ever happened to him, but I do think Allie is an amazing person to be in his life. I think that she has just,
she's a good influence.
Some people together, they like elevate together, and I'm watching them elevate together, which is awesome to see. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's funny that you say that, because Blair and I have actually had many conversations about Allie, and we're like, because you could see, like, even when you watch the season with her on it, the whole like last season, like you can see how intuitive she is. She's very intelligent, and she's good for him. I think she's got a great head on her shoulders, and she doesn't take shit. Like she's like she puts it down, and like I mean that girl keeps it real. Like I love her. I love her.
And like the fact that she was one of those people that kind of was like, there's something there's something going on here with Rachel and Tom, and Tom, and because she saw it and she told even when James was kind of like, oh, it's probably not really a big deal because we all hang out together like that anyway. But she was just like I said, she's intuitive. It's just like, I don't know, something just keeps triggering, and she was right.
No, she felt it, and she does like astrological readings and stuff. She is super intuitive, and she is intuitive. So it's just leave it to I don't know if she labels herself as a witch or not, but leave it to a witch to figure it out first and be like, wait, something's going on here. I feel it, and I'm seeing it, But also, I mean, like again, that's why I have my own reservations about Rachel's podcast, because I need to hear, and everything she says I take with a grain of salt, of course, right? But like it's a small town. West Hollywood is very small. I need to hear her insight about what Sheena knew, because there is just something telling me that like Sheena knew way more than she let on to believe that she knew. And like, I'm sorry, but Sheena even said like, oh, you could sleep with me and my husband. Like, that's trusting. I'm sorry. I don't tell many of my girlfriends. I have one girlfriend that I know I can leave my partner with them and everything would be okay. That's one. And I've known that person for 25 years and I'm 30. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like they had a new formed friendship. That's a big statement to say to somebody you're in a friendship with for like 3 years. And that's deep. That's a deep concept, It
really is. No, it's interesting that you say that, but no, that's what I'm very curious about, as to how much Sheena really did know, because I'm wondering if she like played it off and got really like with the whole like when all the thing escalated when the phone had gotten thrown or whatever, and supposedly Rachel got hit. Like I wonder if that was all like a part of her like trying to be like, okay, I really didn't know what was going on, and I don't know. I'm curious. I'm very curious though, but that's
Or it was like a call. Okay, here's the thing. So there's, and this is a little deep, but it will make sense. Okay. There's a new girl that's going to be on season 11, right? And it's the girl
Mhm.
with like the pink hair that both Tom and Katie make out with.
Right.
Oh yes.
She was friends with Rachel. Now she's friends with Rachel because she was hanging
Oh.
out with Sheena's sister. So it's really Sheena's
Oh.
sister's friend. So Sheena's sister, right? This
Mhm.
girl Tori, and then Rachel. They're all friends. So again, it's like you were really embedded in that family. Something tells
Wow,
me
she
that
really didn't
Interesting.
know
Yeah.
that.
I just happened to
I
find
feel
that
like
of the
I'm ready for Sheena to have her villain era because she is a freaking villain and has been a menace to our TVs since
she
Beverly
has
Hills
though. She's
Housewives, and
really
I'm
I
like
done.
can see. Yeah. Yeah. I can
I'm
agree
a
with that one.
like I have struggled with like people pleasing in the past, and something that like was really helpful
Mhm.
for me was like just be honest but with love. Like you can say it thoughtfully, but you could
Right.
still be honest. You know what I mean? So like watching
100.
her do it, I see the shit that it stirs up, and it really it doesn't make anything better. So it's like I don't know, watching her has kind of been helpful to me because I'm like I don't want to be like that. I still want to be I love. I want to be on good terms with people, but like I still need to make sure like
Mhm.
my voice is heard and not like I'm not brushing under the rug like what I have to say. So yeah, I just feel like that is time she needs to kind of be called out a little bit if she did in fact know. And like, yeah, that fight, it got really heated. I wonder why it got so heated. Was it because she was like, I'm going to tell Ariana that you knew? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I've
Oh,
ran so many
right.
different thoughts in my head. But yeah, I only found that out because the girl Tori,
Mhm.
messaged her or whatever. I made like a little video and I was like, oh my God, like, can't wait to see you or whatever. So then when I was on her TikTok, she had a TikTok of Raquel like coming into her apartment and they were doing like a little thing. So I was
Really?
like, oh, that's also Sheena's
Yeah.
sister. Oh, they're like friend. That very interesting. I mean, she's no longer friends with her from what I
Yeah.
can tell, but at one
Right.
point
Okay.
in time they were, you know? So just interesting. Deep in
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Speaking
just
of
so
Sheena's
common.
sister, Miranda, when we were at the premiere and Dakota Fanning was there, I literally saw her and I thought she was like Sheena's sister's friend
yeah.
Oh,
when
wow.
we saw Dakota
I,
Fanning there. I
I
didn't even
still
realize that was Dakota
Right?
Fanning.
I know like I know it's Dakota, but between all of us, Dakota doesn't look like what I thought Dakota looked like still, okay? Like
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what
she
shocked
just
me.
looks different. She didn't like grow up like
Mhm.
the same face that I thought she would, I guess, if that makes sense. So like the other night when we were on live, I pulled it up and I was like, that's not Dakota, but it literally was Dakota. Like she was there, which is so random. Like, why was Dakota fan? I love that. She loves Bravo, but
I
it's
know.
just
I
like,
think that
Yeah.
was so cool.
but I also
Because
love
I
how
didn't think it was
This
her either.
it's surprising how
which
much
I
like
feel
how much people
more
are really into these things. Yes.
yeah, and it's cool. Like, I don't know, Bravo is really impactful. I mean, there was, after
Mhm.
Scandival hit, Ariana and Katie are like at the White House, and like the comedian that opened up like whatever
Right?
talk that was said something about Scandival. Okay. And then
Mhm.
the other day
Yeah.
in the press, some congressman was like, receipts, proof, time. Like, Bravo's
Yeah.
infiltrated
I
a
remember
lot
that.
of
Yeah.
different communities, and it's great. Like all of
Mhm.
us are like, oh my God, like that just happened. So
I
reality
know.
TV
It's so
in itself is
fascinating.
very connecting.
Yes. It's become so
Oh, I
meta.
know.
It's just like it's just crazy to think about, especially like because I never would have imagined like, well, 'cause I remember years ago, like at the beginning of whenever reality on TV, well, me like Bravo shows start really kind of coming, becoming like more of a thing. Like before, after it was Project Runway, but it was like more like whenever it started getting to the housewives and the more like reality type stuff that a lot of people, it's like I mean, a lot of like celebrities, especially like A-listers, like scoffed at it. But now it's kind of
Yeah.
like I think
Mhm.
especially also during the pandemic because they don't have anything to do. They're like, this is highly entertaining. And the
Yeah.
thing I thought was
Uh-huh.
like the coolest, craziest was how Rihanna met Kyle and her daughters in
Yes.
Colorado.
Yes.
And because Rihanna's like a really big fan there. So then I saw like on the Sunday Spot on Demois, if you look at those, that someone saw Kyle and ASAP Rocky having drinks together there, like a few days later. So it's just kind of
That's
crazy
so
how these
cool.
things have happened, and it's really cool and interesting.
Very
I
cool.
never,
Super
yeah.
cool.
I think that that's incredible. I could never imagine just like randomly running into Rihanna and having her be like, "Hey, I watch you on TV.
Right?
Can we take a
I
picture?" Like,
know.
I want to take a picture with
Kyle
you.
bought her a hat.
I know,
Kyle
right?
bought her like a $1,200 hat too.
Oh my God, I love
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
that is like so baller. I love that.
I mean, I
I
wouldn't be able to say
know.
that with Rihanna. I would be like, Rihanna, I can get you a drink if you want on a $1,200 hat, but we'll work
Yeah.
there. We'll work there.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's so crazy that I
Oh
was
my
like at
gosh, I love
Kimosabi,
it
like that
so
place
much.
that's like, branded in Real Houses of Beverly Hills history now. 'Cause
I
Yeah.
know. I want to go so bad. I'm like, I need to go to Aspen
I know.
just to go there.
Right?
Right,
Oh my
exactly.
gosh.
That would be like a
So
fun Bravo
awesome.
trip too, just like going to Aspen, like rent a house, like we're
Oh,
going to
I know.
Aspen. I feel like we're gonna start like mimicking the show. Like, hey, we're doing a girls' trip. Hey, we're doing.
Totally. Me too. Good
I
idea.
love it. Oh my gosh. Yep. Well, to bring a new year, y'all, I think big things and great things are coming for all of us, especially for content
Yes.
creators. I'm super excited about it. I love
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, connecting with y'all and seeing y'all grow. And it's like I know it's gonna get bigger and better for everyone from here, but I know y'all have to
I
get
love
ready to
that.
go so we can go ahead and get it all wrapped up. But thank y'all so much. This was so much fun. Like
Yes,
I
thank
love hopping
you.
on TikTok. Y'all, yes, well, I'm gonna leave like also y'all's like stuff for everybody to follow y'all, find y'all. Like, oh my gosh, like I love like y'all's TikToks and of course getting on live. I love moderating. So if y'all need any more moderation, let me know. I'll come in there and strike down the
Yeah.
Thank
evil
you
people.
for the other night, by the way. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
so
thank
I've never
you.
moderated before for someone, so I don't know what it looks like on your end. So like thank you because you offered and I was like, all right, cool. Like I don't even know if you know, but we're gonna figure this out right now.
It's so necessary. You have to have a moderator. I have like 5. Like you just have to.
No, see, like, and this
Mhm.
is the thing, like I'm still like literally new to live. So like I'm filling in
Uh-huh.
my toolbox. Okay, I need moderators. I definitely have to be more timely. I can't be on live for 4 hours every night.
No, it's not necessary. Like an hour and a half, you're good.
Yeah, no, seriously. So
Right,
it's like all little
definitely.
things that I'm learning, but the community has been awesome. Like truly, I
Mhm.
cannot say enough. Like, thank you, all of you, because it's like women supporting women. We are supporting each other
Yes.
just
Yeah.
in general. And it's fun. I love these chats.
So
It
fun.
It is.
is.
Yeah.
I'm a big little kid, so
And it
this is
should always be like a fun, safe space for
yes.
us to talk amongst ourselves,
Exactly.
have open conversations. It should never be like a competition or putting each other down.
Right.
It should never ever look like that, you know?
It doesn't need to be. Like again, we have multiple
Mhm.
different opinions all throughout life and it's fun though too. Why would I want to like always sit and agree with the
Right.
same people? That's boring. I want to
Be
understand
boring.
Mhm.
That's true.
things, you know.
Yes.
And it
So yeah,
challenges you to be around people who think differently.
right.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my
so
gosh.
Well,
Well, this
thank
is
you,
so
girls.
exciting.
Thank you,
Yes. Oh
girls,
my gosh.
for
You're
This
having
is
us.
so
cool.
This is so much fun.
for real, thank you guys. I appreciate. I mean, anytime I get to chat, Bravo is appreciated. But I super appreciate like you guys inviting us on and everything. This is so much fun.
Oh my
So
gosh.
much
Yes.
Great.
This is so great. Yes. Oh yes. Sending you a heart back.
I
I love
always
that.
I
I love
always
that.
sign off like that with
Great
love.
thing. I love it.
I always sign off
Bye,
like that.
guys.
It's just good, you know. All right, and we'll chat in the future.
Sounds good. Okay. Y'all have a great day.
You too.
All
Bye.
right.
Nice to meet you,
Bye.
Blair.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Nice to meet you too. Miranda.
Okay, wait, now. Hold on. Okay, I'm leaving